Hello YouTube, my name is Marie. Today I'm going to talk about the first 6 episodes in the currently airing K-drama Touch. As it's categorized on Viki, it's a romance, beauty, Korean drama genre. So our female lead grew up as a trainee. She was a trainee for about 10 years, and I'm sure if you're watching K-dramas, you're also somewhat familiar with K-pop and like the trainee process that hopeful performers go through. But then something happens. She is involved in a scandal which really derails her entire dreams going forward as a idol. And then you cut to a couple years later and a job at a beauty salon working as a makeup artist, which she has always had a talent for. Even in her trainee days, it was something she was very interested in. And our male lead is the CEO of said salon. He is the top male makeup artist in Korea. He's got some interest in expanding overseas, potentially making his salon into a chain. Like, he's got high ambitions and talent to match. Now, my first impressions of the show was wow. I absolutely loved the opening scene where our male lead is on a plane and he helps another passenger do her makeup, and I just thought that scene was such great character establishment. Like, I got a real sense of his personality, what kind of working professional he is, like really set up his character, and also what the show was going to be about, being makeup and how makeup can really transform a person. And then going forward, I just fell in love with the entire first episode. I really like behind the scenes sort of content, and it was just everything I wanted in that first episode. Like, you see the trainees, they go through dress rehearsal, then they go through getting their makeup done. What if they don't like their makeup? Like all these things that I just had so much fun watching. And then another great part of that first episode is they also show you a bit about the corruption that goes along with these behind the curtain happenings, which was just perfect in my opinion, because they talk a little bit about fixing the voting, or like, you guys know that show Produce 101 and how they just went through that scandal of how the last couple seasons, like, they had already picked certain members that would be in the debut team regardless of the voting. That sort of scandal is touched on in this show, and I thought it was very timely. I thought it was done very well. Like, it wasn't in your face and like trying to be really obvious, like, oh, this is what we're referencing, but you know, it's clear if you already know that goes on in the industry, and I really liked it. So I loved the first episode, and then I binged up until episode 4, and I really loved first handful of episodes. I was enjoying it so much that I would have watched more, but then I had to wait. And now episode 5 and 6 I don't love as much, and I think it might be because they're not going to focus as much on the behind the scenes content that I find so fascinating, and they're gonna go a little bit more towards like the corporate side, which some people might like, but to me I just don't find it as interesting. So certain aspects of the show are just kind of fizzling out a little bit for me. I want to talk a little bit about the age gap between the leads and just say that I really don't have a problem with it. Like, the age gap is obvious, and it would be more of a problem if the show didn't have that time jump after her trainee days, and then it would be this young trainee with this well-established grown-ass man. That would be a problem to me, but the show doesn't go that route. Like, they age her up a little bit. She's been in the world a little bit. She's had her own hardships. She's grown. You know, like, I think it's really important to give people credit. Even though she's younger than him, she can still be very mature. And even though he's older than her, he could be immature. You just don't know. So, even if someone's an adult, I believe that they can make their own decisions. So I don't have a problem with the age gap whatsoever. And it all has to do with how the show handles the situation, because he's also her boss, which is always kind of iffy for me, but that sort of relationship dynamic is all over K-dramas, so I don't think that that sort of power imbalance is something that is really a problem in Korean society. So again, you have to kind of like suspend your own cultural biases sometimes when you're watching foreign TV. There was one moment that I really, really appreciated. I think it was probably maybe episode 3, I'm not exactly sure, but our female lead, because she was a trainee in a company, she knows a top male idol, and he is trying to get her in his car. At first it's a little bit playful on his part, but she keeps saying no. Like, she doesn't want to go with him. No, like, get off of me, don't push me, and like, and I feel like we're so used to seeing that sort of behavior in K-dramas where like the guy kind of just like forces the girl to go along with it, and she's kind of just been saying no to play hard to get, which is not the greatest message. But what I really liked about this scene is it shows then our male lead, and there's definitely a moment where he sees them like kind of like having this little argument about whether she's gonna go in the car with her friend or not, and he's like, to be young sort of thing, and then he stops and he really looks, and like camera zooms in on like her friend trying to push her in the car, and then like how that could be seen as not a safe thing or not a consensual thing, and then the male lead intervenes, and like I really liked that entire scene. Like, it actually made me smile. I was like, ooh, here comes the grown-ass man to take care of the boy. Anyways, I think that's everything that I had written down to kind of mention. I really enjoyed the setting of the show. I enjoy the concept of makeup artistry, and I really do like two leads and their chemistry together. I'm excited to see their relationship grow. I think the first episode was the best, and subsequently the following 3, like episode 1 to 4, to me was the most enjoyable. I am gonna keep watching it, but I'm not sure for how long, because like I said, I'm not super interested in the whole corporate side of the show. I find that actually really boring. Alright, that is everything for me. Have a good day. Have a good night. Bye.